that was run right by Charles, so it was run wonderfully. And
Wow, you paused. You paused right there. I heard a stutter. That wonderfully.
Daddy, tell me a story.
Well, there we go. So, do you want to start this one off, Joe, or because I don't even know what your perspective is on how this came about?
yeah, so we got an email asking if we were interested in joining a podcast network. And for those who are unaware, we have been part of a podcast network before, not with Wise and Nerdy, but with the Pokemon Go podcast. We were part of the Giant Size Team Up Network. And that was run right by Charles, so it was run wonderfully. And
Wow, you paused. You paused right there. I heard a stutter. That wonderfully.
Well, so I honestly, I never saw the back end of Giant Size Team Up, so I didn't really see how it was run, to be completely blunt. But this has been a very, very different setup from Giant Size Team Up. So they reached out to us. They're what was their name? Poderation.
Yes, Poderation.
Yes. Poderation. And they are trying to collect nerdy podcasts. Most of the podcasts that they currently have signed up have something to do with D&D. Not all of them, but a large majority of them. And so they reached out to us and asked if we were interested, and you and I, we discussed it and we said, okay, well, let's meet with them and see what their pitch is.
Well, and it took the follow-up because we do get a number of emails of, as all podcasts do after a minute, where it's just kind of a generic, hey, your search words rank here, we can help you rank higher, blah blah. So we were asked to join some other, like, claim your feed on this site kind of deal. And so we kind of like looked at it, talked about it, didn't really do anything. And then they did a follow-up email and wrote something different. I don't know, it wasn't like anything spectacular, but it was real. It wasn't just an AI search generated email. So we decided to take a phone call just to see.
Yeah. And so we met with them for an hour or so, and we had a bunch of different questions that we asked along the way and whatnot. And we were interested. They sent us over the contract for it. And at least for me, the biggest consideration for me and why I felt okay doing it is there's a clause at the very end that says we can leave the network with a 30-day notice. And so having that clause in there, if something goes wrong, we can be like, okay, well, we're out, we're done. And from a legal standpoint, they can't do anything about it. And so whenever contracts are involved like that, I want to know what the escape clause is. Not that we're planning to leave, because it does sound like a decent deal, but having that clearly defined avenue for leaving if it doesn't work out, I liked that. And that, to be honest, that was what pushed me over the edge on it.
So what are the positives? What were you like, oh, I want to say yes to this moments?
So there weren't really any drawbacks to it. 'Cause I know that you and I treat things very differently. I look at what could go wrong. That is what I look at first. And so there wasn't a whole lot that could go wrong. But you're asking about specifically for positives.
Because it's not going to go wrong for us to join a church group either, but it doesn't really fit their show, right? So what was it that went okay, I got past the wrongs. All right, cool. Then you went, wow, why would it be worth it to move forward?
Yeah. So the main benefit of what they pitched to us is they would find ads for us, basically. And so they would do all of the legwork for finding ads. Also, we've been having hosting issues with Spotify. Granted,
we're still going to be with Spotify.
We're still with Spotify. But I did and I don't know how true this is, but I did mention to Charles that we're now in a more premium
Yeah,
business,
we're on some kind of business premium side of it now.
and so we might have more recourse with them if issues continue to arise, where they might be more responsive because we have a more professional version of Spotify. And so hopefully that gives us more oomph to our, hey, we didn't actually violate any copyright here,
Yeah.
statements, instead of getting the canned responses, if any responses sometimes. But yeah, so they will find us ads. It will also provide opportunities for collaboration with the other podcasts on the network. We'll see how that plays out, but it that could be a huge benefit. And like I said, it seems something worth trying, and so we're going to give it a go and see how it goes. How about what was your response? So that's all from my perspective. What are you thinking?
Now,
As someone who's run a podcast network, what are you thinking?
I liked that there was only two people, right? The guy stateside that had, because I even asked him how they connected, and they talked about that a little bit, but how essentially he kind of became a A&R, really is kind of like searching out the talent acquisitions, and I forget what R is, but basically he's the guy that went out to see, hey, I think that this vet the shows, I think they'll find, they'll fit with us. Reach out to them, start the conversation, and then the other person in the conversation was the guy who started the company, and he got on and told the story of why he started and what he did and what his background was. I liked that there was no ego in any of it, because that's kind of the first thing I look for is there a gatekeeping anything here? Is there a, does somebody think they know something, or how's the energy going to come off? And everything was very cool, very, very laid back. And then I definitely like that his background is something that we need, which he comes from marketing, and he knows that kind of edge of it sounds like from his background, he knows the edge of, here's how you should promote your show and win, and here's let's help you set up some of this stuff. And he that's the other thing I liked, was he wasn't just giving away his time and promising the farm. His name is Hugh. Hugh was sitting there saying, I can help you exactly with X, Y, Z if you reach out to me and ask. It's all part of the thing. There's not any extras, but I'm not just going to come and do it for you. And I was like, very nice. That's what we call balance,
Yeah. Well, and I like that they didn't make any smoke and mirrors promises that they clearly couldn't deliver on.
And I don't know if you noticed it, because it was, you'd set up some time in your workday for this, and so you were, whatever,
Multitasking.
And you come in with that brow down, and Mr. Roboto, find all the problems. But I was watching to see how they reacted to little things that I said or things that I popped in. And I like that even though they did ask about numbers, they understood that it's a smaller downloaded show than what we had before. We told the story of Pokemon Go podcast and all of that, but told where we are now. And the questions that Hugh asked made sense to me. Like, no, these are questions you should ask. But at no point did they, I don't even know if they even researched me, which is great, which is fine. But they obviously checked out the show, because John had his answers of why he reached out to us and this and that. Now, he did do a search for like Geeky Fathers or something. I think we popped right up, and then you listened to it, and then whatever. But at no point where the big thing I look for is gatekeeping, and then the flip side of it is being overwhelmed and overimpressed. And at no point did they ask me to go into further or dig into my background, or it was just a cool, we're all talking about this show, this project right now, and does it work with what you got and what they're doing with the idea of, okay, we went nerdy people and went nerdy this and nerdy that, and now we're trying to branch out. And I can see us being kind of that bridge where we fall into that nerdy section, but we're not going to be like any other show that they have right now, which is exactly the kind of thing I look for and going, cool. We have a Venn diagram of audience, and it sounds like as we meet people, we'll probably get along great with some and do okay with some others, because that's just how life is, right? I haven't checked out any of the shows, but the idea of the cross promotion and doing different things. All the structure was there. All the structure was there for a solid podcast network that their goal basically was to bring nerd joy into the world and help us all get paid together on it. So I liked it. I don't remember what the questions were exactly, but we definitely asked some very pointed questions about ownership of content and different things like that. So, and it should not affect anything in the feed. We're going through the whole thing, and that is I don't know. I don't know if we got KCJ or if we got Dead Baby Turtle, because it says Dead Baby Turtle, but sometimes KCJ hijacks that account. I just say. And Sydney, by far, Sydney blew out the fireworks last night over. I don't know. Tokyo was pretty tight. Tokyo was really tight with their Godzilla, but Sydney did an amazing show. Atlanta did a cool new drone show. I just gotta like flip through my feed, see all the different major.
I kind of like seeing the various drone shows. I saw one from India, and it was a Pokemon themed one, and they had some pretty cool drone displays. So,
but yeah, that's what I liked about joining Poderation. And you'll probably hear a little bit more branding coming up soon. They do have an app, and I don't know if it's launched yet actually, but maybe they're about to launch an app.
I think they're still working on it, or it's in beta,
something like that. Yeah, but we'll be on that, and you'll have an option there to have the free ad version, and then they're gonna offer a small subscription if you want to do one without ads. So there's other things coming up in the year. But that was and it's moved at a good pace. Nothing rushed, nothing dragging out. Just we're about to switch over to feed. We got some account stuff set up today, and I'm looking forward to it.
But as far as our listeners go, they're not going to see anything different from their devices, because it's still going to be going to the same feed as far as they can see.
So everybody's gonna be cool. Be cool, man. Just be cool. It'll be all right.